Hi, my name is Ashley Aviles, and this is my video for this week, which is based on standardized testing. Something that I previously knew already about standardized testing, my previous knowledge that I that I refreshed up upon this week, was how the positive and negatives of the standardized test can take on a student, and also most importantly the reliability of standardized testing. So it's really important to see if you could really rely on that test, especially on the scores that your students are going to have. Something that I learned new this week with standardized testing are the different types of tests, like ability and achievements test, and mostly their purposes. So it's really good that there's different types, so that way teachers can know what exactly that they can test their students on. But something that still challenges me and still puzzles me to this day is how I mentioned before that some students can't really perform to take tests. Some students can perform great in class, have great grades in class, but when it comes time to take a standardized test, they cannot perform well or perform to average. So it really astounds me how this still happens to these days. And another thing that still puzzles me is how teachers can only be teaching to the test. So they spend throughout the whole entire school year teaching to this test, every single day prepping the students for this test. And I feel that in a negative way, the teachers sometimes can't really extend their lesson plans and really be able to make lessons fun for kids, for their students, because they have to make sure that students know the material that's on the test. So most importantly, the factors that affect are the lack of adherence to time limits and the lack of consistency in test instructions affect test scores. That's also something that really puzzles me. Also, the purpose of a test and the test design is something really important too. So maybe the students have been prepping a certain way, but when they come to take the test, it's completely different than what their teacher has been teaching them, and how the designs can probably change every single school year for them. So standardized testing does have its pros and cons, as I said. It can have positive effects to a child's self-esteem, but some students may have a negative effect from these tests, because they may get so nervous that they're not ready for this, and then when they see their scores, their confidence is completely down. And I think as a future teacher, it is really important to make sure your students have that self-confidence and that self-efficacy, that they know that they can do this, but that if they're not able to perform, that they will try again and be able to continue trying until they find the correct answers and get the scores that they need. So this is all that I learned for this week, and thank you for watching.